Pat and Dre here from the Pat and Dre Show.
Here comes the boom!
The very first installment of Midweek Movie News.
We're live. We're beautiful. Here we are.
It's gonna be a doozy. Dre, we got some big movie news.
We had some fanboy bombshells.
Yes, we did.
If you are a fanboy, I'm sure you have heard the biggest news we've got, and this makes our intro very appropriate.
Oh, yes, it does.
The biggest news we've got, Disney today has gone public that they bought Lucasfilm. Basically, they bought Star Wars.
Yeah, so if you're not a fanboy, what is Lucasfilm?
Lucasfilm is Star Wars. Pretty much George Lucas, his company, Mickey Mouse owns Luke Skywalker.
It's like he owns everything.
It really does.
He's like this mob boss now.
So here's what's crazy about the story. Not only did Disney buy Lucasfilm for probably, I think it was a little over $4 billion.
With a B.
Billion dollars.
Billion.
But Disney said that they have announced Episode 7, a new Star Wars film, in 2015. So fanboys everywhere are flipping out. So what do you think about that? A new Star Wars movie in 2015. The mouse owns Lucasfilm. What are the ramifications of this?
You know, it's crazy. There's some exciting potential things here. I think first in my head goes to theme parks.
Okay.
They bought Marvel a couple years ago.
If you're not aware that Disney owns Marvel. Disney owns Marvel Comics and Marvel Studios. So now Mickey Mouse employs Spider-Man and Luke Skywalker.
And the old guy from Up, because even before that, they bought Pixar, right?
That's right, yeah.
Pixar now.
What will Disney buy next?
Well, I know that could be a segment on another one.
Chick-fil-A, car wash on the corner,
Disney's Chicken and Waffles. Well, I don't know. So, but I mean, we've seen what it's done with the Pixar properties.
Yeah.
There's now like a Cars Land or whatever.
Yeah, they've incorporated
the LA park,
and they've always had a theme park deal with Lucasfilm because at Disneyland we have the Star Tours ride, Indiana Jones ride. But now they don't have to pay for those licenses.
Nope, they own it.
But what about this thought that Disney is doing a post Return of the Jedi? They didn't just say Episode 7. They have announced at an investor call they're going to do another trilogy. So 3 more movies. They said starting in 2015, 1 every other year. So what do you think? Like now we have a post Return of the Jedi Star Wars trilogy coming.
Yeah, you know, it seems a bit ambitious. You know, 1 every year. Here's my thought though, is I can't think of too many things that have such a huge cult following.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars. Anytime you do something with Star Wars, you get like pushback. Like there's an awesome documentary, I can't remember. Oh, it's like George Lucas versus the People.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on Netflix. I've seen that on Netflix. Yeah.
The fanboys are just diehard.
Yeah.
It is canon to them.
We are.
But so I'm nervous, and it's a bold move to do new things. But I think I would have said the same thing 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when they introduced episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Which didn't go over that well.
You know, as a self-proclaimed fanboy, as a lover, it's weird that 2 of my biggest geek loves, Marvel Comics and Star Wars, are now owned by Disney. But I have some hope. Really? And I'm skeptical, but I have some hope because the prequels were such a disaster to me. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong. But the prequels, Jar Jar, that's all I gotta say. But the prequels,
best character ever.
Oh, and the actor that played Anakin Skywalker was just awful.
Well, okay.
But the him and the weird,
the older guy,
both of them,
yeah,
both of them. It wasn't the kid from The Sixth Sense, not him.
He looked like
Hayden Christensen. But I think that Disney is aware of this fact that the prequels were such a disaster. But it's still weird to me. It's like, okay. So my thought, and obviously I don't work for Lucasfilm, but that'd be cool if I did. If you're watching, fan of the show, Lucasfilm. My thought would be that in a post-Return of the Jedi world, that there would be a whole new set of characters, but there would be some references to the older characters. But Star Wars is, what, 35 years old now? Yeah. So Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, all those people they're in their 60s now, you know? So would it be far enough that we would see an old Han Solo? Now there's a part of me that doesn't want to see that.
Sure.
But there's a part of me that if you're doing a post Return of the Jedi movie, you would need references or to see it. So I'm curious. I feel like if you're trying to make money, which Disney's a business, you would have to do new characters for new merchandising. But here's what gives me hope. The prequels were a disaster, but that Clone Wars animated series apparently is awesome.
Well, there was a movie that
was really bad. It was
horrible.
really bad.
I didn't see it, but yeah, the new series has quite a kid following.
And I don't have a cable channel where I can see it, but from what I hear from my geek adult friends is that this Clone Wars series is what they wish the prequels were. that they wish, like, it shows Anakin starting to turn dark. It shows the actual war. I guess this brought back Darth Maul, and he's just kicking all kinds of butt. We saw on Twitter, a friend of ours also tweeted, probably the best line of this, though, is, does this now mean that Princess Leia is a Disney princess?
Yeah!
Which would be so cool, but even, like, not as an afterthought, but I also read in another article, this also means that Disney officially owns the Indiana Jones movies.
Which we could potentially get an Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland.
Boom!
How cool would that be?
Have it. They're fast.
Oh.
They're done. Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
Oh.
And we have that live show in Florida for you Floridians
watching
out there. But big news. So what do you think? Sound off on the comments. Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing that we're going to get a new trilogy? Next story.
Just let us know. So the next thing, probably the even bigger story of the day, would be Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back to do a new Conan.
Conan. Not Conan O'Brien.
Sorry, you're right.
Can you imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger is Conan O'Brien?
That would be sweet. I'd watch that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think this hit last week, is set at 65 years old to reprise Conan the Barbarian. Let me get the title right here, because I like the title of the movie. I think it's something like The Legend of Conan. It is The Legend of Conan. And they say it's picking up with where Arnold, so an aged Conan coming off of a stint of governing a state in his world, I guess.
In the Conan world?
I guess so.
They'll go with that? That'd be awesome.
So Arnold is Conan again. Pat, thoughts?
I don't get it. I saw a picture of Arnold with the shirt off recently. I don't know why.
That just sounds weird to begin with.
Yeah, but I'm not going to explain it. But he's not super fit anymore.
Well, he's 65.
Excuses. I know a lot of ripped 65-year-olds. No, I don't. But if he's going to come back and play this part, I mean, I'm sure he's going to get ready for the role, but can you physically do that at 65?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, they have the, quote, caveat that they're picking up with an aged Conan, and I think I read in the...
Is he just going to wear, like, a big, like, football jersey and some sweatpants? Or, like, are we really going to do Conan?
You know, I don't know, and I really don't. You know what it sounds like to me, to go literature? It sounds like, do you remember Beowulf?
Yeah.
Do you remember how the third Beowulf was the 3 stories, and the third one was like the old Beowulf, you know, the old king Beowulf? It sounds like they're doing that, you know, so they're gonna wrap up Conan's life, but it's unique. I guess, like, here's the deal. We were talking about Star Wars, and there are people that are always clamoring for more Star Wars. Was there a contingent of Conan fans that were saying, we need more Arnold in Conan?
I'm going to just go say no. There's not. I don't
know. Are there Conan chat rooms where people are going, man, fan fiction, if only, but not like to the comic book character, but like Arnold fan fiction.
Arnold's, dude, I wonder what would happen if Disney bought the Conan franchise.
Disney's just pooping money.
That's right. It's the math.
That's a tweetable line. Dude, Disney Pat and Dre show, that's the lock of the week. Disney is just pooping money left and right.
There's so much good stuff.
I think I remember in the original story I read, they said, and I have to go back and rewatch it, but they were going to continue the story after the first Conan movie and ignore the not successful sequel.
The one from a few years ago with...
No. There were 2 Arnold ones. Yeah, they're completely ignoring the reboot from last summer with the Baywatch guy.
And the Hellboy guy, too, right? He was.
Oh, is Ron Perlman in it?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
It's on Instant, but it's still really not worth watching.
I don't even want to watch it. So here's my only... well, not my only, but here's the biggest question. Why Conan? If you look at the pantheon of Arnold Schwarzenegger characters, why not go back to Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin? Why not? I don't know about you. Like, I don't know if there's a Conan contingent, but I'm part of that group of people. I want a sequel to Jingle All the Way. I want a sequel to Kindergarten Cop.
If you are being sarcastic with Jingle All the Way, then how dare you? That movie was him and Sinbad in the toy. That was one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time.
I'm just saying, Arnold, if you're going back to your old movies, can you at least give me a firm commitment that Jingle All the Way will have a sequel instead of this Conan nonsense?
I'm just saying, though, you're onto something with this Mr. Freeze thing. If Nolan gets his hand on the backstory of Mr. Freeze, I'd watch that.
Oh, Christopher Norton. Like, they don't even have Batman in it. Just Arnold as Freeze. That would be so cool.
That would be awesome.
That'd be cool. What do you think? I was about to call you Podience.
Nope, this
but
is
you're
live.
Video-audience.
Video-audience.
Ooh, I got a million of
word.
them. What do you think? What do you think about Conan? Do you even remember the first one? Have you seen the first one? Do you think Arnold's too old, or do you think there's another character that Arnold should bring back? Sound off in the comments below. Tweet at us. Pat, where can they find us when we're not on video?
You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on our website, which is www. Did I miss a W?
Whatever.
ThePatAndRayShow.com. And you can find our midweek movie news on there. You can hit us
I'm
up
imagining
on
that these titles are coming up, so hopefully somebody's edited it that way.
There it is. There it is.
Where they can find us on Twitter.
You can find us on Twitter. You can find myself, Patrick, at DJ Pajamarama, just like it sounds. And you can find my good friend Dre.
At JH Guy Dre. I have to spell my name because it's popping up on the screen right now, finally.
Yeah, hey, find us on iTunes, too.
Subscribe.
Check
Pat
it
and
out.
Dre Show on iTunes. In fact, if you go to our website, The Pat and Dre Show, we made it really easy for you to subscribe to us on iTunes from the website.
Super duper. By the way, send this link to all your friends. Put it on all the TVs and computers and whatever
Facebook
you got.
bomb. People will love it.
That's right.
All right?
They will pee their pants.
Remember, Conan used to
way.
be our governor in
It's
California.
true. So go see the movie.
If you don't live in California, it doesn't apply. All right, we're out. We'll listen for the new episode of the audio show on Friday, and we'll see you next week. Midweek movie news.
Yeah.